What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So this is like a random topic that I want to discuss real quick. Some of y'all probably, I'm pretty sure that y'all probably have experienced this a time or two. But I want to talk about 5 things that people say when they feel played. And yes, you can expect this type of response from a narcissist. But I just want to talk about like people in general. Because some people, they probably hadn't realized you know, that this was not a good thing during the time they did it. They probably realized it later on down the line. And that's the good thing about like awareness, knowing that, that I really, just recognizing where you messed up at or something that you're not happy about, and then you can fix it and you won't be that person anymore. You've grown from that. You respond in a much better way. You develop more healthy communication skills. Now narcissists, that's not going to happen. The narcissist is going to be that way till the end of time. That's how all of them respond. So 5 things that people say when they feel played. And what I mean by when they feel played is somebody who who's been turned down for a second date, who's been turned down for a first date. When you just show that you're really not interested in someone, and people, a lot of times they have a hard time accepting rejection because they feel like it's personal. And it's not personal, it's about preference. I mean, it's personal to a sense to where I have a preference, to decide if I'm into you or not, and I'm not, so I don't have to pursue it. Now, narcissists, they always have to feel special and catered to and entitled. And so they don't take rejection very well. But there are also some people who don't take it very well. They take it to heart and they are easily insulted. And, just things that they may not realize that's not a good thing right off. But those 5 things are: number one, the narcissist. I mean, see, I'm so used to saying narcissist. Number one, people say things like, well, I'm going to use like texting. So a person has made it clear to you that they are interested in you. You see them peeking at you sometimes. And you're like, okay, that's awkward. Like, why is he peeking at me? Or why is she peeking at me? But you made it clear that you're not interested because they've tried before in the past to, get with you on that level. Like, can we see each other sometimes? And you let them know that I'm not interested. Or you may even say, oh, I'm already in a relationship or something like that. But they're very aggressive. They're going to continue to ask. And again, that comes from the place of entitlement and arrogance. It's like they don't have any respect for your personal life. Like they don't care anything about what you got going on. Sometimes they'll try to joke around, joke about it and say stuff like, well, they don't have to know. And it's like, okay, I hear you, but yeah, I'm still not interested. A second thing that they do is it's like they just want you so bad till they're pretty much offering you anything. Let's go take a ride out in the country this weekend. And they're asking you, what do you got planned? What's your plans for this weekend? They're asking you because they're trying to fit themselves somewhere in the schedule, you know. And it's like, why you want to know? I'm not going anywhere with you. And I mean, this is the type of friend or associate who you don't even want to be seen in public with. That's just how much you've made it clear to them that you're not interested. They get very aggressive. The third thing they do, this is when they start to kind of go in a little bit. They want to point out some things about you and your character. And maybe you should loosen up and open up a little bit more. You're so quiet. I just wish that, you could communicate more with me. And it doesn't have anything to do with communication. I communicate quite well. I just don't want to communicate with you. So they try to insult you. And I mean, some people may not look at it as an insult, but they're just pointing out they call themselves pointing out something about you that you can really work on. That's number 3. Number 4, they go even harder with the insults. They tell you things like, I just don't understand how can someone, first they try to, like, they'll say it in a way that'll kind of throw you off a little bit. They'll tell you, I don't see how someone, such a beautiful person can be so mean spirited. I'm not being mean. You just feel entitled. And you're not going to have your way with me. And that's that. I mean, it is what it is. But you can call it what you want if that makes you feel better. That's just how people are. When they feel played, they say things like that. I don't see how someone, and they even start to question, so is it something about me? Well, if it is something about you that I'm not, like I have a type, for instance. If you have a type and you tell them I have a type, they're going to start looking at themselves like you don't have good taste. I'll be like, what? Why does, how does my preference have anything to do with your insecurity? Like, I don't owe you any part of me just because you feel insecure. It don't work like that. You need to ask yourself, why do you even feel that way? Why does it even matter what another person's type is? Especially if this person has, again, made it clear that they're not interested in me. And the last thing they do is they try to be slick with it. They let some time go by, they back off a little bit or a lot, and then you run into them again and you have a little small talk, and they tell you that, hey, let me show you these pictures where we've been, when we visited New York. And they act like they just want to show you like the sightseeing and everything behind them, in the Big Apple. But what you're gonna notice in a picture is, someone who they're with, whether it's their significant other, but it's a person that they want you to ask about. They do this because they want you to ask about it. Because if you ask about it, then it's gonna make it seem like now you care because you see me with someone else. It's just all type of mind games that they play when they feel played.